can overcome that which is most rigid, that which has least substance, can penetrate that which has least space, acting without deliberate action, and teaching without uttering a word are rarely practiced. So few find their way to the great integrity.
Thank you, son. Appreciate you wishing me happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sam.
That's great. Like, if I'm not, you would be against like obviously like strong AI, right, and all of that, right?
Yeah, I think the best argument against strong AI is the Chinese room. And then people give like several objections to the Chinese room, but all of them fail. Like one objection is, yeah, of course the Chinese room doesn't have consciousness or understanding because it just that doesn't have any visual experiences and requires like a child wouldn't understand. A child doesn't understand it. Like you just need to teach a child using examples what certain concepts mean. But you can just easily modify the Chinese room to get around those objections.
Open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. Oh, Pan, Eopan, 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 Pan, Pan, Pan. I am a man. Do as thou wilt, as a great God can. O Pan, Eopan, 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 Pan. I'm awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle slashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw. The great beasts come, Eopan. I am born to death on the horn of the unicorn. I am Pan. Eopan. Pan. Pan. I am thy mate. I am thy man. Goat of the flock. I am gold. I am God. Flesh to thy bone. Flour to thy rod. With hoofs of steel I race on the rocks, her solstice stubborn to equinox, and I rave, and I rape, and I rip, and I rend, everlasting, world without end. Maiden, in the mighty Pan, Pan, Pan. Where is my... I'm just... Yeah. We got it in there! It's him the band. I wrote it. So, he turned into a god. Who was Pan? Was he not?
Around all that shit, yeah. They
Like, just go back 5 years ago, 1,000 years. Do you think AI wouldn't have been able to produce poetry?
She's gonna make Donald Trump a target. So what I'm saying is,
Attorney General
I was almost finished.
Listen,
Donald Trump did his. Donald Trump did his
maybe
department.
like
There's no
50
favorites
years
with
ago,
that truth.
right? We didn't even have the concept of AI, right? When did the concept of AI? Like before even we had the concept of AI, we wouldn't have been able to imagine, right, that 1,000 years from now you have this machine that's able to produce poetry, right, or something like that.
Well, I don't know if that's really true because people had this idea like back in the 1700s that they were like robots that followed like very simple rules. For instance, Leibniz, I think, that had this idea, or Descartes, I don't know, that you could like set up a system in which there are like these water pipes, and it's like just this huge system, and it could just simulate certain behaviors humans have.
I agree. Yeah, Leibniz had that, came up with that thought experiment, right? You're right. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe you could have conceptualized it. Yeah, so maybe Sam, but then this would go against your point, Agamemnon, because you want to say Agamemnon that not maybe in the next 10 years could we conceptualize this, but in 1,000 years, right? But yeah, then that goes back to Sam's point that it seems. Oh, go ahead.
But I mean, first, it just seems like not conceivable to me that such a system would have emotions. Like this very complicated water pipe system would have emotions. That's the first point. The second point, we have like theoretical reasons not to believe it. So, for instance, like you can't get semantics from syntax.
But Agamemnon, you were saying that you can simulate like human level intelligence and functionality and all of that, right? And if that's the case, then the machine would actually, like for it to have the same human level intelligence, it would need to experience these things, right? Or maybe not. Then it could experience like these sympathy, emotions, right? To get that emotional and logical intelligence, right? That human beings have, right? That type of thing. Or else you would have to then say it doesn't really quite reach the level of simulation of like human level intelligence, right?
But that's the point behind the Chinese room, that you can like exactly simulate the way a human behaves, yet lack any understanding at all. Because the guy in the Chinese room just doesn't understand anything.
I actually think that the rule is saying that it's impossible to replicate human functionality because like a human being does have understanding, right? It's just not doing rule following like the person in the like.
Maybe we're interpreting the thought experiment in a different way, because the way I interpret it, and I think this is like the canonical interpretation, is that you can, and it's supposed to be an argument against functionalism. Functionalism, right? It's just like it's the view that as soon as you like what consciousness is just a function, and therefore anything that has the same function as a human being has also has consciousness. So Searle gives this argument against functional. Yeah.
But that intelligence you wouldn't be able to simulate because intelligence will go under like if a machine functions in the same way, it would have the same intelligence, right? But that's why I'm saying it's impossible to simulate a human level intelligence from that thought experiment. But you wanted to say that no, it's possible to simulate human level intelligence, right? And I think that's not possible. Yeah.
I mean, I would just say you can simulate it. I mean, given enough time, the speaker in the Chinese room would probably produce responses very similar, exactly the same as a human would. So I say you can simulate it, except that the guy in the Chinese room doesn't understand Chinese. So similarity manipulation is insufficient for consciousness.
Wouldn't like you simulating human level intelligence is just like ASI or artificial superintelligence, or it's just strong AI?
By the way, Agamemnon is wrong that it's not about the consciousness, it's about cognition.
Oh, okay.
I meant understanding.
Yeah, listen to him. He's like wrong about everything he talks about.
Yeah, okay, man. Okay.
I'm just playing. No, right? Wait, but Adam, I have a question for you.
Go ahead. Sasha.
Do you feel like, okay, we may describe you like a kind of like situation. Like, let's say you describe some belief you have, then like somebody gives you like, oh, this is why like this doesn't work. Here's the response to this argument or that position, and you're like, oh yeah, I see. And then like you completely ignore that conversation in like future interactions. Like you just go back to your like starting position. Do you feel like that happens or not?
With me specifically?
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens because I forget the responses, right? And so sometimes I'll just go back to the original thing I was discussing with an individual. Even though he gave me the responses, but I forgot the responses. But I want him to give me back to bring back the responses so that we can further the discussion, that type of thing. So yeah, sometimes that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Sasha, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Sasha.
But Caleb needs to go to the menstruation shot.
He's not a woman, so he's free.
Hello, Sam. This is Son. I
He's
want
like
to
always
play
acting like he's on his
another
period.
flute song for your birthday.
Sapumafu. Sapun.
Hey, what up?
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Do you know who did this in my profile picture, Zapu?
House?
Yeah.
Incorrect too, because there's more than one person there, so it's wrong.
But there is a person named House.
Yeah, there is a house, but that's just not, the only person there.
Whatever. True question.
Well, that wasn't a trick question for me.
Oh my god. Let me enjoy my coffee. You bitching at me for 2 seconds. I like House. I like House. That's a good show.
Hi, Sam. Happy birthday, Sam.
Sam, objected to your answer. I was like,
He's a birthday kid. I can't say anything.
He's our birthday boy.
Exactly. Exactly.
What are you going to do for your
Sasha, is House
birthday?
your favorite show?
I wouldn't say so.
But it's one you really like?
Has a special place in my heart, you know. Like, it's not the kind of thing where, I think, it's, an outstanding show or, something that, I think is particularly worth recommending. But, I watched it a lot when I was younger. So it's kind of nostalgia,
Is that House?
Happy birthday, Sam.
Oh, thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Is it weird having a birthday on Halloween?
Yeah, I have to compete with better parties every year. It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, my sister's husband, his birthday is on Christmas, and that's very weird. It kind of feels like his birthday gets overshadowed every year.
Yeah, it does. But it's no big deal. I've gotten a lot of love this year already. Scott Alexander shared my AI art website on his blog, and his blog gets thousands and thousands of views, so it's pretty sweet.
nice. Now that Bill said he doesn't like me, huh? Can you believe that?
Bill, oh, come on, Bill. You just heard Sasha say that Sasha has a heart, so you can't. That's ruled out.
Come on, man.
Sasha has been very cruel to myself and my friends. I can't help but, not be a fan of Sasha.
Okay, but some of those people, like for example, what's his name? Who's the one I don't like?
Tom?
Yeah, Tom. They deserve it. So a lot of it's just justice rather than
You have to grant that, Bill.
What's that? I'm having trouble with this app. Anybody else, every time I click on the speaker, my mic goes dead for a half a second.
I'm just saying that some of the people that Sasha was mean to, for example, Tom and Jason Torn, kind of deserved it. Tom because he's a sociopath, and Jason because he's a bootlicker and a sycophant. So you got kind of two people who deserve the criticism that Sasha gives. So.
Well, I'm obviously friends with both of them, but you guys know, I can understand you guys wanting to, get mad at them sometimes, but I just think Sasha takes it to a unnecessary level.
I think it's perfectly necessary. I think it's a perfectly necessary.
What you? That's unnecessary. Come on, Bill.
You know what you do, Sasha. What?
I have no idea.
Yes, you do.
I don't know what you're talking
Bill,
about.
now that it's come out that John Lee is a 17-year-old shoved his dick in the face of a 6-year-old by pulling him into a closet and doing that, we now have that Tom hangs out with 2 different pedophiles. Now, one pedophile, that's a coincidence. 2 pedophiles, it's starting to sound like Tom has a special interest in them. Like a collector of sorts,
Yeah, I'm not happy about anything about what happened there, and I've decided not to talk on it, but I can tell you guys that I'm not happy with anything that's going on with John Lee.
Silence is agreement.
I'm just saying Tom has this interesting proclivity to collect pedophiles. He's a meta pedophile. He doesn't like children, but he likes guys who like children.
Tom's interest in John Lee is 100%. He hates John Lee with a burning passion and wants to try to do everything he can to embarrass him. And I think Tom is probably using this as, fire to try to do that.
I don't know. He spends a lot of time with multiple pedophiles. Seems kind of suspicious.
Happy
Like
birthday,
if I was
son.
hanging out with one murderer, you'd be like, okay, this is one exception. But if I'm hanging out with two murderers, it starts to sound like I like murderers.
You start to notice these patterns, you know.
Happy birthday,
I like
Sam.
well, it kind of flows off the tongue well.
Metaphile.
Metapedophile.
Metapedo.
Tasha, I'm gonna say I think your criticism of Bill's community is completely warranted and in no way too far. So I want to give you my ringing endorsement.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And it's Sam's birthday, so you should agree with him, Bill.
Exactly.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Oh, thank you. So
Here's this new person.
he's the flute guy. I hired a flute guy for my birthday. So yeah, he's not
Yes.
gonna stay both
For real?
This song is called Happy Birthday, Sam.
Aw. Thank you, son. That was very nice. That was very nice. I love having a birthday flute guy. That's just like I should have thought about this earlier.
You can thank your parents. Your parents paid me to be your birthday flute. Happy birthday, guy. Thank you, Sam.
Exactly. I know it's nice. Very thoughtful of them.
What are you going
If
to
you could
have?
just follow me around son, for a couple of days and never make a good point, just drop a little flute lick on them, that'd be
Okay, I will do that for you. Happy birthday.
oh man, that's awesome.
Are you going to have a piece of birthday cake for your birthday?
Yeah. Well, the cake is a lie, so I can't eat it.
Are you going to do any trick or treating?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna toilet paper some houses. As an adult in his 30s, it feels like no one's gonna suspect that I'm the one TPing houses. You know, so I can get away.
Go to Mam Dani's condo and tip Mam Dani's place.
That's a wonderful idea. That's a wonderful idea.
No.
Bring some eggs with you and cotton candy and some little, candies and throw them at Mam Dani.
Yeah. Listen, son, you're growing on me every second. You're growing on me. Give me good ideas.
Right.
I am long-time listener, long-time fan of what you do, and I learned so much from the hadiths. Thank you, Sam.
Oh, you're very welcome. That'd be a help.
One more song for your birthday before I have to go to work.
Oh, thank you, son.
That's awesome. That's exactly what I picture for Sam.
If waking up in the morning, it'd be really useful to have a flute guy. You know.
Anytime you enter a building, a room.
I just go outside and I have some food in my hand, and squirrels come up to me and I feed them, and then son is just playing the flute music behind me. You know.
Yeah.
Zebu, can I read you some Douglas Hofstadter?
Yeah.
The nature of meaning in formal systems. I have a confession. I'm being a bit coy when I repeatedly type the phrase meaningless symbols, because a crucial part of my book's argument rests on the idea that meaning cannot be kept out of formal systems when a sufficiently complex isomorphism arises. Meaning comes in despite one's best efforts to keep symbols meaningless. Let me rephrase this. last couple of sentences without using the slightly technical term isomorphism. When a system of meaningless symbols has patterns in it that accurately track or mirror various phenomena in the world, and that tracking or mirroring imbues the symbols with a degree of meaning. Indeed, such tracking or mirroring is no less or no more than what meaning is. Depending on how complex and subtle and reliable the tracking is, different degrees of meaningfulness arise. Compared to a typical formal system, human language is unbelievably fluid and subtle in its patterns of tracking reality. For that reason, the symbols in formal systems can seem quite arid. Indeed, without too much trouble, one can look at them as totally devoid of meaning. But then again, one can look at a newspaper written in an unfamiliar writing system, and the strange shapes seem like nothing more than a wondrously intricate, totally meaningless pattern. Thus, even human language, rich though it is, can be blamed of its seeming significance. And as a matter of fact, still quite a few philosophers, scientists, and so forth who believe that patterns of symbols per se never can have meaning on their own, but that their meaning instead is in some mysterious manner springs from organic chemistry, or perhaps quantum mechanics, or of processes that take place, or perhaps quantum mechanics of processes that take place in carbon-based biological brains. Although I have no patience with this parochial, bio-chauvinistic view, I nonetheless have a pretty clear sense of its intuitive appeal. Trying to don the hat of a believer in the primacy, even the uniqueness of brains, I can see where such people are coming from. Such people feel that there's some kind of semantic magic that takes place only inside our teetering bulbs, somewhere between our eyeballs, even though you can never quite put your finger on how or why this is so. Moreover, they believe that this semantic magic is what is responsible for the existence of human selves, souls, and consciousness. And I, as a matter of fact, quite agree that such thinkers that selves and semantics, in other words, me's and meanings, do spring from one and the same source. Where I take issue with these people is over their contention that such phenomena are due entirely to some special, though as undiscovered, properties of the microscopic hardware of brains. As I see it, the only way of overcoming this magical view of what I and conscious are is to keep reminding oneself, unpleasant though it may seem, that the teetering bulb of dream and dread that nestles safely inside one's cranium is a purely physical object made of sterile and inanimate components, all of which obey the same laws as those that govern the rest of the universe, such as a piece of text, a CD-ROM, or computers. Only if one keeps bashing up against this disturbing fact and one slowly begin to develop a feel for the way out of the mystery of consciousness. That the key is not the stuff out of which brains are made out of, but the patterns that can come to exist inside the stuff of the brain. This is a liberating shift, because it allows us to move to a different level of considering what brains are, as media that support complex patterns that mirror, albeit perfectly, the world, which, needless to say, the brains themselves are denizens. As in the inevitable self-mirroring arises, however impartial it may be, the strange loops of consciousness start to whirl. Anyway, that's how I said it.
Yeah. What's his name?
Douglas Hofstadter.
Sugar.
That was a beautiful reading. What do you think it means?
What did you say, son?
That was beautiful reading. Happy birthday. And what does that mean, what you read?
Oh, it's just trying to argue that meaning can come from meaningless symbols through a series of complicated, interrelated patterns and like isomorphisms.
What is isomorphism?
Would you like me to read a little more or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, what did you say?
What is isomorphism?
I've just claimed that the shift of focus from material components to abstract patterns allows the quasi-magical leap from the inanimate to the animate, from the non-semantic to the semantic, from the meaningless to the meaningful. How does this happen? After all, not all jumps from matter to pattern give rise to consciousness to soul to self. Obviously, in a word, not all patterns are conscious. What kind of pattern is it then? That is the telltale mark of the self? My answer is a strange loop. The irony is that the first loop ever discovered, and my model for the concept in general, was found in a system tailor-made to keep looping us out. I speak of Bertrand Russell and Alfred North Whitehead's famous treatise in the Principia Mathematica, a giant forbidding work laced with dense, prickly symbolism, filling up a volume after volume, whose creation in the years of 1910 to 1913 was sparked primarily by its first author's desperate quest for a way to circumvent paradoxes of self-reference in mathematics. At the heart of the Principia Mathematica, Russell's so-called theory of types, which, much like the roughly contemporaneous Maginot Line, was designed to keep the enemy out in a most staunch and watertight manner. And for the French, the enemy was Germany. For Russell, it was self-reference. Russell believed that the mathematical system, to be able to talk about itself in any way whatsoever, was the kiss of death. For self-reference would, so he thought, necessarily open the door to self-contradiction, and thereby send all mathematics crashing to the ground. In order to forestall this dire fate, he invented an elaborate and infinite hierarchy of levels, all sealed off from each other in a manner as to definitively block the dreaded virus of self-reference from infecting the fragile system. It took a couple of decades, but eventually, the young Austrian logician Kurt Gödel realized that Russell and Whitehead's mathematical Maginot Line against self-reference could be most deftly circumvented, just as the Germans in World War II would soon wind up deftly sidestepping the real Maginot Line. And that self-reference not only had lurked from day one in Principia Mathematica, but in fact it plagued the poor Principia Mathematica in a totally unremovable manner. Moreover, as Gödel made brutally clear, this thorough riddling of the system by self-reference was not due to some weakness of the Principia Mathematica, but quite the contrary, it was due to its strength. Any similar system would have had exactly the same defects. By means of Gödel's mapping, any formal system designed to spew forth truths about mere numbers would also wind up spewing forth truths inadvertently and inexorably about its own properties, would then thereby become quote-unquote self-aware in a manner of speaking. And of all the clandestine instances of self-referentiality plaguing the Principia Mathematica and brought to light by Gödel, the most concentrated doses lurked in those sentences that talked about their own Gödel numbers, and in particular said some very odd things about themselves, such as "I am not provable" inside of the Principia Mathematica. And let me repeat, such twisting back, such looping around, such self-enfolding, far from being an ineliminable defect, was an inevitable byproduct of the system's vast power. And this ultimately is the strange loop that lies at the center of both mathematical incompleteness and consciousness itself. That's Hofstadter. He's my fave.
Hofstadter.
Douglas Hofstadter.
Cool. I dig it. I can understand some of it.
He has this basic view that analogy is the core of cognition. That like all thinking on some level involves analogies. And then he also has this kind of view that that self-reference and being able to, systems to talk about themselves is like at the heart of consciousness. Both of these are fascinating ideas, and I like both of them.
Yeah.
Did you say that was David Hasselhoff because he created Baywatch, the greatest TV show ever?
Good point. David Hasselhoff and Douglas Hofstadter are very similar people. They're both like super elite in their fields. Both go to the very shores of discovery, you know, the edges of what we know, and jump into the water of the unknown. You know, Hasselhoff saves men's lives. Hofstadter saves people's, you know, thinking.
I just emailed David Hofstadter and
They're both handsome. They both have the word Hofstadter in them.
David Hofstadter just emailed me back and told me to tell you the happy birthday.
Oh, nice. Douglas Hofstadter just emailed me and told me to thank you for wishing me a happy birthday.
He also told me to play you another flute song for your birthday.
That's so nice.
Have a happy birthday, son.
Thank you.
We got Sam's gonna beatbox.
You're stupid.
It's my birthday, I'm feeling great. Birthday, yeah, gonna eat some cake. I don't know, life's hard to handle. Today I'm blowing out the candles. I'm eating my birthday cake. God, I love those flakes. Never gonna take a break. Philosophy, I can't shake. Taboo, thanks for being my mod. I just think you was really rad. And I really like your bod. And I'm just happy, yeah, I am really glad. And son, thanks for the flute. I hope that we can be in cahoots. Beto, Sully, you're so smart. I'm so happy that I am really part of this community. It's so sick. No immunity. Slick. Feeling so good. Look at me, I'm learning. Same time, my brain is really burning. My eyes really turning. And I just want to say really thanks. I just want to go and say I love you guys. It's my birthday, right? Big hands.
Happy birthday!
We love you too, and I want to sing to you happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear son. Happy birthday to you.
Got food on them. That was a really nice sound, Sam.
Sorry.
Severin, you missed my reading of Douglas Hofstadter. Now you'll never get to know. You'll never get to know what he's talking about.
No.
Severin, how you miss things.
Man, I'm very, very disappointed now.
Bummer. But Severin, I really like you telling me about the Coptics in Egypt the other day. I learned a lot. That was really cool.
Yeah. It's a really cool history, yeah.
I both really like learning that Coptic means Egyptian, and I also really like the fact that the Egyptian school, like, you know, just skips over like times when the Copts had power, kind of, you know, skip over the Ptolemies, skip over, you know, all that stuff. Who cares? So Alexandria was the center of Christianity. Yeah, let's ignore that. But it's like, let's move along.
Yeah, it's very funny, yeah. They skipped like from 0 AD to 600 AD, right?
Hey, what happened to those spirits? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's funny. Actually, like a lot of Copts have formally complained, right, multiple times to teach that part of history, and they always ignored it. Yeah.
You gotta control the school system. That's what happened in America. The wokesters took over the education departments, and they're sort of feeding self-hatred to our children. So then, you gotta get in there, gotta get Trump in there, get him out of there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Get critical race theory out of elementary schools, and then you gotta have your own version of that, where you get this Sunni, superiority complex out of the school system. You know what I mean? Focus on other parts of Egyptian history.
Exactly.
Sam, when are you going to Mom Danny's house with the toilet paper?
No, I think like 10 minutes.
Yo, Adam.
Yo, what's up, Bob? How's it going?
What's up? I had a question about the Coptics.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Is your impression that they're, in the way they practice Christianity, would you say they're as fundy as the Muslims around them?
I mean, you can say that, yeah, it is like a conservative church in a way. Yeah, so they will take like the precepts of the religion very seriously. They're fundamental in that way, right? But they're not like. But of course, there's going to be like a major difference between like, they committing like terrorist actions and some, you know what I mean? Like, not like, so they're going to be a little bit different from like the Muslim Brotherhood.
It's not radical in that way.
Yeah, that's correct. It is like a fundamentalist conservative church, but it's not like, like radical Islamic terrorism, that type of thing,
But would you say they hate gays as much as the Muslims do?
So yeah, this is where I am a part of the minority of Copts. So yeah, you're unfortunately like many of them will be against like LGBTQ and that type of thing, which I'm not, right? But the majority of them are conservative in that manner, unfortunately.
But like, are they conservative about it the same way that conservatives in the U.S. are, or are they as radical and extreme as some Muslims countries are? Go far further than that.
Oh no, so they will be conservative in the sense that like there shouldn't be such a thing as gay riots or gay marriage or that type of thing. There should be gay practices should be outlawed, that type of thing. But they wouldn't be against like the death penalty for them, right? Like what some radical group might advocate for.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Thank you, bud.
Oh shit! Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sam.
What did you wish for?
I wished for nothing. I had no expectations, and yet I've been getting 12 blessings. So it's better to not wish for anything.
Mashallah.
I am praying that
Hope
you.
everything goes well and you have a happy birthday.
I am praying that you become magnificently rich with your artwork and you become a famous artist and they fly you to Paris and Frankfurt and Milan and you become very famous artist. I pray this for you, sir.
What the fuck's this happen?
My dad hired a flute guy for me for my birthday. This sun guy just sometimes for me for birthday.
Thank you, Mr. Rosen, for all the money to play the flute.
Now everyone's jealous because you don't have a flute guy.
Bob, you would only be so lucky if your rich daddy bought you a flute band for your birthday.
You're 37 now, Sam?
Yeah.
Or 36?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I can't hear anything. Hold on. Okay, say something.
Yeah, I'm 37.
Oh, it disconnects me. Hold on.
No, I could hear Sam. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, he was just saying Bob. That's it. He's 37. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Whenever I unmic, for whatever reason, it stops transmitting to my headphones. Sometimes. This fucking app is so fucking trash!
Happy birthday, big boy
Oh
Sam.
my god.
I too will be 37 next year. Hey, what's up?
I was like, what you did to me reminded me like so much Rex. This thing's fucking broken.
You just have to. Alhamdulillah. Gotta really get in there.
Do people with Tourette's syndrome often yell slurs, or do they usually just say like fuck and shit?
No, they use racist terminology.
be a slur.
They say the N-word a lot.
Tourette's manifests in a bunch of ways. Like it's speech Tourette's is like one of many. A lot of people just have like weird body tics or other types of like motor tics. And all the people who have speech Tourette's, they don't always swear. There's a crossroad. Sorry, go ahead.
I can think of a few people that have speech Tourette's on this earth.
I was diagnosed.
Really inconvenient to have speech Tourette's and then just say the N-word a lot. I would just like really make it like harder.
There are people on this app that have N-word Tourette syndrome, K-word syndrome, F-word syndrome.
I knew a guy, a buddy growing up. He would just like blink his face in a weird way. He would like scrunch his face muscles every once in a while. I think that was like a very mild form of Tourette's.
Sam, I put a link in the chat. It is my birthday video for you.
Puts the link in the chat. Gets the most. Peace and love, yo. Peace and love.
And Andrew, what's it like? So I'm getting older now. What's it like being like 86 years old?
Who's 86?
Andricus?
Oh, Andricus. That's right. You're a bit older, right? Andricus, you're like in your 50s or something?
Yeah, 56.
56.
Oh, my bad. Wow.
Dude, when I'm 56, I hope I'm still on Clubhouse debating retards. That would be something.
When you know you made it.
Come on, now.
Listen, I've beaten the odds at this point. I mean, statistically, I could drop dead at any second.
That's true.
I think that I should probably become a retard. So I should confirm with the norms to that. You know, when in Rome, yes.
Do you have a birthday party theme song yet for your party?
Yeah, you've been playing the theme song all day.
Well, we could play the Curb Your Enthusiasm, theme song.
Do you want to play another song real quick?
Yes, this song is called Happy Birthday, Sam.
Nice.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
Dude, am I just gonna be like a fat, lazy slob and order pizza? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was.
I thought your name was Bob, not Blob.
Well, we do like the Swedish specialty is actually like rotisserie kebab on pizza.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's the most. Ja, visst. Kebab pizza för helvete, mannen. Det är gott. Ja.
It's good.
Jävlar.
Good.
Katie,
Like some sort of garlic sauce or something on the side.
That's right.
You should.
Oh, garlic sauce, white sauce.
Tomatoes?
Yeah,
Bro, now you're cooking.
it's a garlic dressing or something. Also, then it's really.
No, that's the standard. If I order kebab pizza, I order it with lettuce and tomato.
Yeah, that's.
That's what you should.
Caleb,
Are you from?
I am from Stockholm. Like, I am not originally from Stockholm, but I'm originally from Dalarna, but I live in Stockholm. Dalmas.
Caleb, can you sing a nigun for Sam's birthday?
Yom Haledet Sameach, Yom Haledet Sameach, Yom Haledet Sameach, Yom Haledet Sameach.
Mashallah. I was just like, how do we sing that in Swedish? And like completely blank, my brain blank. Jag må du leva,
Did you actually forget about
No,
that?
I actually completely spaced out. I was like, ha den äran. No, that's not right. Where in Sweden are you from, Tim?
I'm from Stockholm. That's where I live too.
08.
Självklart.
Vad helvete, man.
Yeah. I didn't know you were in your.
In the grip of the snake.
I thought you.
In my 30s.
Evil
I
slash.
sound younger, but I'm not.
Yeah. I'm even older than you, though.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
I
I kind of look younger too. I had to show my ID card at Systembolaget last year.
Oh wow.
I was like, bruh, I'm 36, bruh. Don't you feel stupid now, bruh?
Yeah. Oh, we have a candidate, John Kitover here.
Alright, well, it's my birthday, so I'll be nice to him.
Oh, it's that guy. It might go.
Hello, Congressman.
Alright, John. Well, I'm gonna play you guys.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sam. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Alright, that's enough of you, John. Appreciate it.
Well, that's enough of that.
So I want to tell you guys a little Italian, something about Italians, because in honor of Bobby the Pizza.
Fuck yeah, dude.
They should have a big thing of pasta, and we have the fish dish and a gummalicao. Yeah, right. Shut the fuck up. But they do that with news events. That's what really throws us nuts. Yeah, forget it. Should we? Who is it? It's Fast Story, right? Yeah. Who else? I've actually only heard it. I have no idea about it. Big pussy, yeah. He was in episode 3, right? You cut that horse pussy up like calamar. Like I go. I pull the whole thing. I pig-sock the horse, right? And then I chop it into slices like a calamar. And you fry it up with some salt.
Right. Where's that from?
The Opie and Anthony show.
Oh, I see.
It's this whole 15-minute bit of making fun of Italian people for the way. It's the whole thing is that. It's just. I take my grandmother. Rest in peace, my grandmother. She makes the best horse pussy in the world.
Oh my god.
gotta go, guys, but much for wishing me happy birthday. This is nice to get love from people. Thank you, King.
Alright, have a good birthday.
Happy birthday.
Son of a faggot. He must have picked me. Oh, my phone died?
Iran. And one thing about the pro-Israel people, a lot of them, they say, oh, like, if you're gay and you support the Palestinian people, then try and go live in Ramallah or Jenin or Gaza. But it doesn't. But if someone's value don't align with your values, it doesn't mean that you have a right to go and kill them or oppress them.
100%. And like, I think it's just an excuse.
Really?
And
Well, no shit,
it's
Sherlock.
a genuine concern for women in the Middle East when they say, oh, we're fighting for Western democracy, and that's like, and we're liberating women, because it doesn't liberate women to kill 20,000 children, It's just like an absurd argument.
Actually, it's